we're delighted to welcome back our independent developer friends for another series of our Game of the Month programme. With Game of the Month, owners of Evercade VS, VSR, EXP, EXPR and Alpha devices, plus Nexus later in the year, are able to download a new, independently developed game for free every month between April and December. You can enjoy the game as much as you like while it remains available. Early next year, all of this year's Game of the Month titles will be compiled together into an Evercade cartridge, along with some bonus extras. That'll be Indie Heroes Collection 5. Game of the Month for April 2026 is a special version of BioMenace Remastered. In homage to BioMenace's shareware roots, this Game of the Month version covers the first episode, Dr. Mangle's Lab, and you'll be able to enjoy the full 4-episode epic on Indie Heroes Collection 5 when that releases. BioMenace was first released in 1993 and was one of numerous shareware games released by Apogee. For the unfamiliar, shareware is the distribution model where a self-contained and fully functional version of a piece of software is released for free, and those who particularly enjoy it are then able to buy an expanded registered version for additional features. In the case of games, this was usually implemented as an episodic model, with the first episode forming the shareware version and the subsequent episodes, typically between 2 and 5 of them, boasting additional graphics, sound, music, levels and mechanics. BioMenace was primarily developed by a chap called James Norwood, who is still working in the industry to this day. Most recently, he's worked on the rebooted Shadow Warrior games, as well as Sony's Days Gone, and in years gone by he's worked on the Duke Nukem, Army Men and Heroes of Might and Magic series. While Norwood himself hasn't worked directly on the remastered version of the game, it's a project that has his full blessing. Instead, BioMenace Remastered is the work of Nikolai Lethal Guitar Wutke Hohendorf and his Rigel Gameworks studio, who previously worked with us on Duke Nukem 1 and 2 Remastered. BioMenace is one of my favourite Apogee games from childhood, explains Nikolai. I played the shareware episode a lot back then, and went through the full game sometime later. BioMenace Remastered came about as a project because Nikolai saw a gap in the market, and after the success of Duke Nukem 1 and 2 Remastered, decided to step up and fill that gap himself. When Apogee released HD remakes of Crystal Caves, Secret Agent and Monster Bash, I was excited for the possibility of a modernised BioMenace, he tells us. I wasn't the only one, several other people brought it up too. But the years went by without anything in sight. Emberheart Games, the developer of Crystal Caves HD and Company, had moved on to other projects, and Apogee also said they're focused on new IPs now too. So after I was done working on Duke Nukem 1 and 2 Remastered, I started reverse engineering BioMenace. Nikolai's original plan was to create an open source port of BioMenace's engine and add some enhancements, much like he'd done with Duke Nukem 2. However, after conferring with his friend Bart Remers, aka DOS Gamer from YouTube, the pair decided to make the project more ambitious and official. Since Bart had contacts at Apogee and had worked on quality assurance for the company's previous HD remasters, they figured it was worth a shot at least. They really liked what they saw, explains Nico, but they ultimately decided against publishing the game due to their priorities being elsewhere, and also them not having the capacity to help us out with art and level design, which is something we were looking for. All was not lost though. They did put us in contact with Jim Norwood, who as it turns out actually owns the rights to the game anyway, so we came to an agreement with him and decided to self-publish the game, recruiting some talent from the community to help us out with art and level design. Like Duke Nukem 1 and 2 Remastered, BioMenace Remastered includes a number of enhancements over the original game. Most notable of these is an upgrade to the visuals in the style of 256 colour VGA graphics from the 1990s. The original BioMenace was only available in 16 colour EGA, and the limited colour palette of that graphics mode resulted in the now infamous sunburned skin tone on characters. The new visuals feature greater colour depth and a more human skin tone for the game's protagonist, Snake Logan, though those who are particularly attached to the classic EGA look can switch to the old style graphics and palette at any time. We made some key gameplay tweaks that address frustrations many people have with the original game, while still preserving the overall feeling, Nico explains. We removed the limited live system so that dying repeatedly only results in a points penalty now. We also added the ability to switch between equipped ammunition and grenade types, a real fan favourite this one, and improved the collision detection. We also rebalanced the game's 3 difficulty levels and fixed a few level design issues that could lead to soft locks in certain places. It's now possible to save mid-level too. On top of that, there's new parallax scrolling effects, a full-frame widescreen display, 2 new head-up display options, completion tracking, a speedrun mode, and separate high score tables for best score and best time. As previously noted, this Game of the Month version of BioMenace Remastered features just the first episode, Dr. Mangle's Lab, which features 12 stages to battle through. The full release, which will be available as part of Indie Heroes Collection 5, includes all 3 episodes from the original registered version, plus a brand new 4th episode created specifically for the remaster, which features 15 brand new levels, plus secret levels, with greater complexity and variety than those from the original game, along with completely new artwork, new music, new game mechanics, and new boss fights. The new episode has been a highlight for many people, says Nico. Some player reviews even consider it more like a sequel. Finally, we had to ask, are Nico and Bart looking at any other classic shareware games to give the remaster treatment? We definitely are, Nico says. There's nothing concrete to share at the moment, but we're starting to look into some possibilities. To get started with the Game of the Month programme, just update your Evercade EXP, EXPR, VS, VSR or Alpha to the latest firmware version via the System menu. Then navigate to the EXP, VS or Star logo on Evercade Alpha on the left side of the main menu and access it from there. Please note that save states made while playing the Game of the Month version of BioMenace Remastered will not carry across to the cartridge version, and vice versa.